For those of you who don't know what body contouring is, it is essentially a non-invasive procedure. It is done to reduce pockets of stubborn fat and or reshape a certain area of the body. And there are non-invasive and invasive procedures that you can do with this. This specific one is obviously non-invasive as I am doing this from home. The price points of getting these procedures done can get a little expensive for each procedure that you go in and do. It can run anywhere from $150 to $350 depending on where you go and what you get done. So that is why I was super excited to find out about MYCHWAY, because the machine that I'm going to be reviewing today retails for $230. So it's going to save you so much money, and you can keep doing this again and again and again from home by just purchasing the machine once. Also, just another little disclaimer, this machine is safe to use from home. However, if you want a little bit more knowledge on body contouring or how to actually do it for yourself, I do suggest going and doing a professional body contouring session somewhere, just so you have a little bit more knowledge on how to do it on yourself. So this is the 3-in-1 40K ultrasonic cavitation machine. Basically what this does is breaks down your fat using ultrasound waves and also tightens your skin using high radio frequency waves. So as you can see here, it comes with the machine and then a power cord in the back, and then it has all of the buttons and things that you need on the front so you can see what you're doing. It comes with the 3 attachments here and a little stand so that you can set them up. It comes with the 40K flat attachment, the radio frequency attachment, and also a mini radio frequency for your face and your neck. So before you start your treatment, you're going to want to have some sort of gel to be able to glide the attachment across your skin. You definitely don't want to do this with dry skin. So I have the gel that comes on the MYCHWAY website, or if you don't want to get this gel, you can also use something like this. This is the Cocoa Radiant Body Oil Vaseline. It's kind of more like a gel than an oil, but it just provides a little bit of slip so that you can guide the attachment across your body. It makes the procedure go a lot smoother. So starting off with the 40K flat attachment, this is the one that I use to contour and shape my abdomen and my lower belly fat, which is the most stubborn area on my body. If you've watched my other videos, you know I have been on a fitness journey now since 2020, and it does not matter how much I go to the gym or how much I change my diet. I have that little stubborn pocket of fat that a lot of women refer to as the lower belly pooch, and it is just nearly impossible for me to get rid of. So this machine has definitely come in handy when reducing that lower belly fat that is so stubborn and will not go away with just working out and diet. So when you're using this, you're going to want to apply a generous amount of either gel that I showed you, and you're going to want to apply it all over the area that you're going to be working on. And as you can see here, all you have to do is plug the power cord into the back of the machine, and then you're going to press the on button. You're going to want to make sure that you are in the 40K setting. There is a setting for each attachment, so you definitely want to make sure that you are using the correct setting for the attachment that you have. And then you are going to go ahead and plug the gray cord into the back of the machine where it says 40K. Make sure that you are plugging that into the correct setting as well. Then you can go ahead and set your time frame that you would like to do it for. I usually do this for 15 to 30 minutes, about 2 to 3 times a week. Then as far as the settings go, I started off using it on level 5, and then I worked my way up to level 10. Level 10 is definitely going to get into those fat cells and get things moving the best, and it's going to be the most effective. However, if you are new to this and this is something you are unfamiliar with, I would definitely recommend starting on level 5 and working your way up. And then as you can see here in the video, you just go ahead and press the start button, and I like to work the machine in from the size of my waist in towards my belly button. And don't be afraid to apply pressure here, because it's going to make sure you're really getting in there and getting to those fat cells. And you guys, I'm telling you, I have only been using this for about 2.5 weeks, and I have seen such great results. I actually couldn't believe how good the results were, and I'm definitely going to be continuing to use this machine on this area specifically, because I have yet to see anything work this well, especially on that lower belly pooch area. And just so you guys know, this is not painful by any means. You are going to feel a little bit of a sensation, but it's by no means painful at all, so don't be afraid of that. It is very user-friendly and non-invasive by any means. So now moving on to the radio frequency attachment, I also like to use this on the same area and also on the sides and backs of my thighs. That is where I get a lot of cellulite back there, and this is really, really good for skin tightening. However, I would say to be a little bit more careful with this one because it can burn your skin if you turn the volume up too high when you're starting out. So I would definitely recommend starting this at a lower volume, and just like you see in the video, I'm moving it in the same direction. However, I'm applying a little bit less pressure just so that I avoid burning my skin, and I'm just moving it in the same motions. And I also do this up and down my thighs like I said before. It has been amazing at tightening up the skin back there and eliminating cellulite. And then last but not least, we have the last attachment, which is this little mini radio frequency attachment. And this is actually for your face. So it is a skin tightening attachment that you can use underneath your eyes, which is actually what it's meant for. And you can also use this underneath your chin as well to kind of shape your jawline. I actually haven't got a chance to use this one yet. However, I'm super excited to try it because lately I have just been doing like a gua sha kind of thing for my jawline, but I'm super curious and interested to try this attachment out to see if it can tighten up that skin even more and create more like a sharper jawline. And so that is what this attachment is used for. It can also be used for like loose skin, wrinkles, etc., stuff like that. So if you have like, you know, loose skin underneath your eyes or kind of wrinkled in areas that you were worried about, this would be the perfect attachment to use for those areas as well. So yeah, overall, this machine is super easy to use and the results have actually been amazing. These are my before and after photos. I took the first photo a little over 2.5 weeks ago, and the after photo I actually took this morning. Like I said before, I have been using this 2 to 3 times a week for the last 2.5 weeks, and I've really been enjoying it. I've been using it in the evening, like 1 to 2 hours after dinner. It says in the user manual not to use it before or after a large meal, so I usually just try to use it at night before bed. That way I'm avoiding using it around any large meals, and I have not had any issues. I highly recommend trying this out. Like I said in the beginning of the video, if you are super new to this and you have no idea about body contouring or anything like that, I do suggest getting a professional treatment done just so you can kind of see what the procedure is like before purchasing this machine, so you know kind of how to use it on yourself at home. But it is honestly a steal. This is a great price point for this, and like I said, it can be upwards of $300 for each treatment. And also with this machine, having it at home, you kind of have more control over your results and more control over the entire treatment as a whole, because a lot of the times when you go to places like this, when they have control over the treatment, they're going to make sure that you keep coming back, right? They're going to make sure that they're going to continue getting business from you. So they might not do a treatment to its fullest extent or for the entire time needed for your specific area of your body that you're doing and all that. So it's a lot easier for you to just have this machine at home so you can have more control over your results. And the amount of times that you can use the machine is endless, and you don't have to schedule appointments.